Good evening to everybody. Welcome to the today class, that is the International Human Rights Law. That today that we are going to deal the Magna Carta, because once I told you that I will deal especially this Magna Carta because most of the places we can use this Magna Carta. Then you can say that how it comes over there when you go for the summary of the evaluation of the international as a human rights law is concerned, they will come across the Magna Carta. So now read what I posted on the screen. Anyone? Donati Maligua. Could you read?
Yes, Prof. Good evening.
Good evening. Is it difficulty to read?
Yes.
Read what I put on the screen. Forget about the good morning, namaskar. You read what is the Magna Carta and why it is important.
What is the Magna Carta and why is it important, right? So the Magna Carta, or Great Charter, signed by the King of England in 1215, was a turning point in human rights. Magna Carta is one of the most important documents in history as it established the principles that everyone is subject to the law, even the king, and guarantees the right of individuals, the right to justice, and the right to fair trial.
Yes, that is the purpose of the Magna Carta. That means no one is above the law, and everyone will follow the fair trial, and everyone will be treated either the king or a common man is concerned. That was the gist of the Magna Carta. Why this has we have to study, here I will show you. So when you read the human rights brief history and its evaluation is concerned, the first and foremost 539 BC, the Cyrus cylinder was comes over there. And they said, he released the many slaves because slavery should not be there, because every man is a human being. That is the motto of that at the time. Then 1215 Magna Carta and 1628 the Petition of Right, 1776 United States Declaration of Independence. So these are all the chronological order is there. 1787 the Constitution of United States of America, 1789 the Declaration of the Rights of Man and the Citizen, and 1791 the US Bill of Rights, 1863 Emancipation of the Proclamation, 1950 the European Convention of the Human Rights, 1954 to 1968 the Civil Rights Movement. Later on, 1965 the International Convention on the Elimination of all forms of the racial discrimination, 1966 the International Bill of Rights, 1966 the International Bill of Rights, 1969 the American Convention on the Human Rights, 1979 the Convention on the Elimination of all forms of the discrimination against the woman, 1981 the African Charter on the Human Rights, 1984 the Convention against the torture and other cruel, inhuman or the degrading treatment of Parliament. Then next comes the 1981 the African Charter of Human Rights, I think I repeated. 1984, the Convention against the torture and the other cruel, inhuman or the degrading treatment of or punishment. 1989, the Convention on the Right of the Child, CRC. Then 1993, the World Conference on the Human Rights. 2000, the Charter of the Fundamental Rights and the European Union. So these are all the sequence should be there where the evolution comes. And in 2011, UN Declaration on the Human Rights, the education and the training. And these are the things where we will come across the Magna Carta. So now we cannot remember all those things. Whatever the evaluation would be there, we studied in the earlier classes also. And these are the sequence would be there. But I will post you, I will send you in the attachment, the email. Just you can note down the main points. If the question is asked over there, you write the brief history of the international human rights law at the time, earlier classes which I dealt, you can take it out, and some of the points from here also you can take it out. So a short questions may be asked in the Magna Carta, then we should see what is Magna Carta. Now let us come to the point of Magna Carta. Yes, brief history Magna Carta. Yes, what is the Magna Carta and why it is important? Anyone can unmute and read, because just before read, yes, it is Donati Malibua read it, and now okay, I will give the chance to Christian Masanja. Could you read it? What is the Magna Carta and why it is important? Because already it is put it over there, which I am highlighting here. That thing you have to make it out. We need not to repeat what is the Magna Carta and why it is important. Just read its answer. And don't ask, Professor, can I read it now? Yes, Professor, don't. Directly you can read.
Yes, Professor. Magna Carta, which means the Great Charter, is one of the most important documents in history, as it establishes the principle that everyone,
But that is
even the king, and the
yeah, because there is a voice, I could not hear a voice. I think there is a problem of Matanda. Okay, it doesn't matter, because the same thing I posted it in the beginning also. So what I want to say is, it is,
individual
yes, okay,
related to
mute it.
justice.
Okay, mute, because there is a break of voice. You mute it. I will explain. So, as I told you that no one is above the law. Everyone is even the king or the ordinary person will be following the same, and the right to justice and the fair trial would be there. That is the importance of the Magna Carta. So, what does Magna Carta say? So, Magna Carta Memorial, Runnymede, Surrey in England, what they said is, no free man shall be arrested. Because a free man cannot be arrested. Who will be arrested? Now unmute and give me the answer. Who will be arrested? Yes. A passerby can be arrested. Naina Migu, him too can be arrested. A person who is sitting in the house can be arrested. Please give me the answer. Anyone? A person who commits an offense and there is a cognizable one, or any offense which is there in the penal code, and that persons can be arrested. So, no free man shall be arrested or imprisoned or deceased, means detained, or outlawed, excommunicated, or exiled, sent to the other place, or in any way victimized, tortured. Neither will we attack him or send anyone to attack him, except by the lawful judgment of his peers or by the law of the land. Who can be arrested? He can be arrested if he has committed any offense or he does anything against the law of the land. And otherwise, no one can be outlawed, no one can be imprisoned, no one can be exiled, no one can be victimized, no one can be tortured. These are the things. Because if any person is a free man, a man who committed an offense, and he will be punished or he will be victimized. That is the idea behind it. Is it clear? Unmute and give me the answer.
Yes,
Yes.
So now the question comes over there. What laws were made by the Magna Carta? So among them was the right of the church to be free from the governmental interference. Of course, in the earlier time, who will administer the justice? In the good olden days, Sarkota Sapiri. I said good olden days. Anyone can unmute and give me the answer. I already told in the class. If you don't know, it's just say pass on. Give me the answer. Either pass on or give me the answer. Anyone. Please unmute and give me the answer. Say pass on. I think there is a problem of your matanda. It is a problem, I believe, that's why no one is giving the answer to me. Okay, doesn't matter. I will give the answer. In the good old days, if the clan leader would be there. Later on, it is a judge. Later on, kings. Later on, of course, democracy is there. Then the courts comes to them. Then they do administer the justice. So here, there would not be any governmental interference with the church. The right of all free citizens to own and inherit the property. Yes, it is the right of the person to inherit the property and to be protected from the excessive taxes. So naturally, there will not be any excessive taxes to be there. So this is the actually the laws which are made in the Magna Carta. So what rights were in the Magna Carta? Anyone can unmute and read. Anyone can unmute and read, provided if the matanda is Zuri. I mean, your internet is Zuri, Wi-Fi is Zuri, and good. I said anyone. I said
Magna
anyone.
Carta.
What rights were in Magna Carta? Just to read this one.
Magna Carta. No new taxes unless a common council agrees. All free men have the right to justice and a fair trial with a jury. The monarch doesn't have absolute power. The law is above all men and applies to everyone equally. All free citizens can own and inherit property. Widows who own property don't have to remarry.
Yes, because these are generally the rights would be given in the Magna Carta. What is there? A person will not be excessively taxed. And if it is taxed over there, it should be the common council agrees. Means if the law agrees, the rules agrees, then only we can be taxed. All free men have the right to justice. Because they say no man will be punished without doing any wrong. So a fair trial would be taken. Of course, at the time the jury system is there. If the jury system is not there, the judges will deal it. So the monarch means king does have the absolute power at the time, does not have the absolute power, but earlier they do have the absolute power. Even now they don't have the monarch will not have the absolute power. The law is above all the man because the law is there and which is all above the man and applies to everyone equally, irrespective of the caste, creed, color, and place of birth is concerned. All free citizens can own. Means a person who is a free citizen can own and inherit the property. And widows who owns the property don't have to remarry. So if you already got that property and they are not supposed to remarry, of course it is not that much the law now. Because now if you can marry and divorce and you marry and divorce also, there is no limitation for the marriage, provided there will be a divorce taken properly. So that is why these are the rights at the time it is made over there. So is Magna Carta still law? Answer is only 3 of the 63 clauses in the Magna Carta are still in law. Of course, still we do use it in Magna Carta, some principles are there because that is the principle based on that thing. Now the human rights are developed. So one of the oldest development for the human rights is Magna Carta. What defines the freedom and the right of the English church? Of course, the church is there at the importance because it is used to give the administration justice at that time. Related to the privileges enjoyed with the city of London, of course, they said in the England, These rights are available. They enjoy with the city of London. And third is the most famous is generally held to have established the right to trial by the jury. Now, it is a common phenomenon would be there. A trial should be conducted fairly. At the time, jury was there, but now judges are, they will conduct the trial with a fair trial that would be there. So that was actually the idea behind it in the Magna Carta. Still, we'll use the Magna Carta. In general, the one which is the last one, we can say the fair trial would be there by the judges. Okay? So because the jury system is not there. So where is the Magna Carta today? Means what are the rules and regulations, whether is put it in writing or not? Can anyone can unmute and read? Where is the Magna Carta today? I mean, the rules and regulations of the Magna Carta. What I mean? Yes. Go ahead. Anyone can go ahead. Anyone can go ahead.
Original copy.
Yeah, there is a problem. I think there is. Okay, you mute it. You mute it. I will read.
15 Magna Carta survive.
I think there is a problem with your in the internet. Okay, mute it. You don't read. I will read it. Okay. Only 4 original copies of the 2015 415 Magna Carta survives because Magna Carta year is 1215. So now the original copy survives only the 4. So one belongs to the Lincoln Cathedral, and one is the Salisbury Cathedral. See the church only, and 2 are in the British Library. So these are the 4 copies will be available now, and it is one is at the Lincoln's Cathedral is there, another is Salisbury Cathedral is there, another 2 in the British Library. The original Magna Carta, the books are available, or copies are available. Is Magna Carta a constitution? Then the answer is in the feudal barons, King John. Actually, he is the person who has made such a Magna Carta of England to sign the Magna Carta in his attempt to limit his powers by law. So he wants that the king's power or any other person's power should be limited over there and protect the rights. And in a way, it was the world's very first written constitution. So they say to protect somebody's rights are there in the 1215. John King made, yes, it was the constitution. It was the written constitution at the time. So what rights did the Magna Carta guarantees? Let us see what rights will be guaranteed even now also. Magna Carta also guaranteed due process of law. Yes. So due process of law in the means a person should have to be tried following the norms of it. So that is called the due process of law, and freedom from the arbitrary imprisonment. So no one can make the imprisonment regarding these whims and fancies, and there should not be arbitrary imprisonment. If an imprisonment would be there, it should be followed the fair trial. A trial by the jury, no. Now the judges of peace and other fundamental rights that inspired and informed the founding fathers. Here I am reading. The cursor is here. Of our nations, when they wrote the Declaration of Independence, United States Constitution and Bill of Rights. So these are the things which will guarantee what? No one can be arrested without a fair trial. That will guarantee it. And moreover, later on, the Declaration of the Independence and later on the United States Constitution then becomes a Bill of Rights. These are the other events would be there where it can be the human rights is protected and means promoted and protected human rights is. So what I want to say is yes, still it guarantees Magna Carta because the fair trial should be there. Now we will follow. So what are the 3 rights found in the Magna Carta? So number 1, right to life. Yes, everybody have the right to life because no one can take anybody's life without any justification, without any cause. And the liberty, yes, one should not curtail one's liberty. and property. Yes, we can inherit the property, we can purchase the property, we can own the property, but generally we'll say land is belongs to the government and we are only the custodians. Am I right? What is the position in the Tanzania? Anyone can unmute and give me the answer. Could you buy the property? Answer yes or no. Participants,
Yes.
could you buy the property? Say yes or no.
Yes.
Could you register the property on your name? Yes or no? Say yes or no. Anyone, I said. Sir, all three people's internet is in Matatizo. Yes, you can private it. Even if you register the property also, the government can acquire it for the public good. Even though you have registered your property, your land, house, anything, if the government needs it, they may acquire it because of the public use, for the public utility. That is called land acquisition. Of course, the government will pay some compensation to you, or they will give that equivalent land to some other place if you are happy. So, what did King John do after the signing the Magna Carta? Who is the person who is behind the Magna Carta? Yes? Who is the person behind the Magna Carta? The founder, or the man who is behind the Magna Carta? I told you John King. Here it is clearly written over there, and I don't know why. So John King, the King John, he is actually the person and making this Magna Carta. And here the barons, means the people, those who follows it, demanded the king. John signs a document called the Magna Carta, guaranteeing them certain rights. And here the barons means like the burros are there, wards are there. But here we'll say wards. Got three tier system. How many tier system is there in Tanzania? Anyone? I say participants. There is a problem. See, it is there. There is one state list, central, or even village government is there or not? Village government. So anyway, that what I want to say is because in India there are four tier systems are there. But here, I believe the village government also be there to take care of that. They will make the taxes subject to the correction. If I may be wrong, please make correction because that you people should know it very well. So here, what I want to say is that subjects, those who are living in a particular state, and they will be guaranteed certain rights. By signing the document, King John agreed to do his duty as a king of England. What he did, upholding the law and running the fair government. He said the law should be there, right should be there, and the government should have to run in the fair go. And in turn, the barons agreed to stand down and surrender the land. So now, these barons are revolted over there, and the people, subjects of the burros, and the wards, and the villages, and the places or hamlets. So, they said you will be given certain rights over there. In that instance, they said, okay, we don't make any disturbance because there is a written signing of the document which is there, and it provided the rights of the people that no one can be tortured, imprisoned without legal justification. So, what is the most important clause in the Magna Carta? Let us see. The important clause is to no one will we sell, to no one we will deny or delay right or justice. So to no one we sell, because at the time selling of slavery is there. Many people will be sold for the slavery. And to no one will be denied, because no one will be denied their own rights. And there should not be any delay rights in the justice. So delay would not be there in the rights, even administrating the justice also there. So these are the main clauses should be there in the Magna Carta. These clauses remain law today. Even today it is a law because every man can be have the fair trial, due process should be followed, and no one can be arrested without any justification or without any illegal act has done it. And a person having the liberty to move wherever he likes it, provided he should take the visa, and provided the basis of the important principle in the English law also, and developed in the 14th century and 14th through the 17th century, and which were exported to America and English-speaking countries. So from the 14th century to the 17th century, it is said that no one can be sold out as a slavery, the human being, and no one can be now be denied for its rights, and there should not be any delay in the administration of the justice, and the justice should be done, and it seems to be done. So it is passed on to the America and other English speaking countries, and that's why it is developed for the Magna Carta. Even it can be used even now also because certain principles. So where can I view the Magna Carta? I told you that there are 4 books are available. Where are they? I just now read it. Anyone can unmute and give me the answer. One is in Cathedral, Lincoln's Cathedral, another is Salisbury, and 2 are in British Library. Anyone can repeat? Unmute and repeat so that I could know that you are with me and I am with you. Christina Masanja, can you try it? Devati Malva, Sakina Paul. So everybody is just mute and are you hearing me? Say yes. Are you hearing me? Say yes. Sorry. Sometimes we are hearing you, sometimes we are not hearing you. So I told you that these are the 3 places, the 4 places you can get the original one. That is Lincoln's Library, that is another Cathedral Church, and the 2 in the British Library. You can find the original written one, which is clearly mentioned. Lincoln is the only place in the world where you can find the original copies of both the 1215 Magna Carta, the 1217, and Charter of the Forest. The 2 chapters are owned by the Lincoln's Cathedral and are in the Lincoln Castle, a seat for the justice for its beginning. So the Lincoln Castle is the first, the seat for the justice would be there, but still the Magna Carta would be found in the Cathedral Church, Salisbury Church, and 2 copies you will find in the British Library even today. So what is the most important legacy of the Magna Carta? What is the legacy? Yes, can anyone can unmute and read what I highlighted here? Because you did not give any answer to me. That's why I am here, whether you are following me or not. So now let us see that the Magna Carta is the most important document you may never have heard of at the time, 1215, or you may not have read it, but its legacy was inspired liberty and freedom in many. Even you did not see it, you did not read it, still the legacy will be seen now because it is the liberty and it is the freedom in many countries across the world today. Because the 3 things is made it very much clear here. What are the 3 things? Number 1, right to life. Number 2, liberty. Number 3, even property. Of course, in some country, you cannot hold the property because in India, the property rights is not a fundamental right. What about in Tanzania? What about in Tanzania?
Pardon, please.
Right to the property is a fundamental right in Tanzania.
Owning of
Repeat the question.
properties in Tanzania.
Right to
Okay.
property is a fundamental right in Tanzania.
Owning a property.
right to property is a fundamental right in Tanzania. Okay, because I even myself also, because I told you that the land belongs to the government. That is number one. We are only the custodian. That is the general principle would be there. Even though your land is registered, even the government can acquire it because under the land acquisition for the public purposes. So, in general, we cannot say that it is a fundamental right. But in India, it was the fundamental right. Later on, with amendment, they say right to property is not a fundamental right. Okay, let us see the next point. So, legacy, I already told you. And what are the three main points of the influence, the legal system that I made it very much clear? Number one, right of life and right to liberty and right to property. These are the main things are there in the Magna Carta. So those include the passage of the guaranteed right to the trial by the jury and protection against the excessive fines and punishment and safeguarding the individual liberty and the property and perhaps most importantly the forwarding of the taxation without a representation. Because when you want to impose a tax, you have to show the reason how much the principles should be evolved over there, because excessive taxation should not be there. It is clearly mentioned in the Magna Carta at the time only. It is at 1215. So these are the things which I want to share you. And there is one video I would like to play, and this is about the Magna Carta, and let us see that what it says over there. But before it, I would like to see whether it is properly functioning or not. Okay, let me go back and let me see whether it is there or not. You are sharing, yes, you are sharing. Let us see where it's there. Yes, share. Share the content, share the, yes, share the content. Now we'll see the where this Magna sharing is there. Skype. No photos, no Skype, no other word. I say share. Share multimedia now. This is none of the share. Because I already opened it and kept it on the, okay, now I make the stop sharing, then I will share it. Let us see where it is there. Yeah, this is the thing one, but I would like to see whether it is there or not, because first you have to unmute it, because there is a, yeah, just a minute, because I want to see that this has to be shared with you. Just a minute, just a minute. I already kept it here, but I don't know where it is gone. Microsoft Word, Photos, Skype. No, this is not. Cancel. Again, it's coming the same way. Just a minute, just hold it. I will check it where I have kept it. Okay, now again I will open it so that you can, yeah, it is this we can play it now. Copy, because this is an Magna Carta is, yes. Now I can make it out. Just a minute. Then I will make it share. Yes, share. Okay, now it is ready. Be ready. Yeah.
Now, tomorrow, Monday, it's the 800th anniversary of the creation of a bit of vellum with some words on it, the 15th of June, 2015. Yes, 800 years ago. King John, you remember him? Sometimes no one spoke to him for days and days and days. 800 years ago, King John did a deal with angry barons. It was called Magna Carta. Now, some say it holds the roots of modern democracy. Lots of RN programs focusing on Magna Carta over this coming week. Now, this may leave you feeling somewhat unsure about what all the fuss is about. What is Magna Carta? What did that do? What was on it? Well, fear not. For you, here is the Bluffer's Guide to Magna Carta.
Hello, I'm Zoe Norton Lodge, resident bluffer for RN. The Magna Carta is probably the most significant constitutional document in history. And yet, what is it? Who even cares? You do, because it's the 800th anniversary of the tea-stained feelings pamphlet, and you never know when a wanker might pop out of the woodwork to try to engage you in some casual natter about it. And you don't want to be caught out. That's why today we are bluffing our way through the Magna Carta, all 63 clauses of it. But before we get to the fiddly bits, you probably need to know where it came from. Cut to medieval England. King John is ruling, and frankly, he's not doing a great job. He's raising taxes without consulting his barons, he's in trouble with the Catholic Church, which annoys his barons, and he's losing land all over the place, which also annoys his barons. Basically, he's making mistakes and abusing his power, which, given he's running a feudal system, is a pretty shabby look. So a bunch of these annoyed barons take things into their own hands. They get their fight on and they capture London, but they can't actually defeat King John, and instead, in the spring of 1215, they decide to negotiate with him. The result is the Magna Carta, which after a bit of faffing about, became a list of 63 clauses designed to limit King John's power, making him a guy who has to obey the law instead of just reigning over it. It was a big deal. Okay, so let's go through all 63 clauses. Number 1, the English church shall be free, and so will all the people in England.
The best things in life are free.
I'm so sorry, all the free people in England. They're the ones that shall be free. Clause number 2, something about inheritance. Clause number 3, also about inheritance. Clause number 4, if you're looking after a kid who has a pile of land, take what you need to get by, but don't be a dick about it. Clause number 5, kind of similar to clause number 4. Clause number 6, if you have an heir, you can make them get married. But not to a poor person, and you have to tell their parents first. Clause number 7, if your husband dies, you get his stuff, except his house, which you need to vacate within 40 days. Clause number 8, if your husband dies, you don't have to get married again, but if you do get married again, you have to ask the king first. Clause number 9, something about debt. Clauses 10 and 11, some quite specific things about borrowing money from Jewish people, with a PS that the same rules apply when you borrow money from non-Jewish people. Clause 12 is all about scootage, and whatever that is, we don't want it, no thanks, except under certain circumstances. Clause 13, may London always be free. Asterisk, same goes for all the other places, let them all be free. And then there are 50 more clauses. But if you can explain your way all the way to number 13, I guarantee you your conversational sparring partner will have well and truly fallen asleep, so you'll be fine. But just in case, here's a highlights reel from the rest. Clause number 23, you don't have to build bridges near riverbanks, unless you already have to do that thing. Number 31, the king can't just take your wood without asking. Number 33, fish traps, get them out of the Thames. Number 39, you have a right to a fair trial. I guess that's the important one. So is number 40 though, which is about justice being served quick smart. And another extremely important one is clause number 48, evil forest customs. Let's have no more of those. And then, of course, there's number 50, which basically goes, hey, listen up, Engelard, Peter, Andrew, Guy, Jeffrey and your brothers, Philip and your brothers and your nephew Jeffrey and all of your mates, you're all fired. So that's about it. But if you really want to stop someone in their tracks with your profound understanding of the Magna Carta, just tell them that the whole thing's totally plagiarised from the Charter of Liberties by Henry I. Or just mutter something about habeas corpus, and you'll probably be fine.
How superb. Zoe Norton Lodge, RN's resident bluffer. There you go. That's all you need to know to begin this Democracy Week here on RN, all prepared for tomorrow's 800th birthday of Magna Carta. And I suspect you, like me, will shortly be Googling scootage, just in case, the scootage clause. There is a video of Ms. Norton Lodge's Bluffer's Guide on our website, abc.net.au/rn/Sunday Extra. Stacks of stuff too will be appearing on that RN homepage to mark Democracy Week.
Yes, I believe that you heard that. Is it not?
Yes.
Have you heard that the thing?
Yes, Professor.
Yes, that is about the Magna Carta, and most of the things that what we repeated here, again they repeat it. But I don't know whether it did follow the English language or not. Did he follow the language? Yes. Tell me. So when you go for the sequence of it, because these are the already sequence, we may Magna Carta. Yes, still we can use it because it is say no one can be arrested, no one can be tortured, everyone can be given the free trial, and the due process law would be followed over there. Because they use the habeas corpus also. Did you hear the word? Because no one can be arrested without any reasonable. Because if any person will be arrested high-handedness, then one can file a case in the writ in the High Court to make the habeas corpus. How many writs are there? Anyone? When you say writs, how many writs are there? Why? They ask the tough question. Yes, please. Anyone can unmute and give me the answer. Participants. All three are present, but no one is speaking. Second of all, yes, only the 5 minutes are left over there. How many writs are there? Sir, only God knows. WRITS. Anyone? No one. I would like to show you.
Pardon, Professor, pardon.
How many writs are there? How many writs are there?
How many?
WRITS. Shall I show you here? See, I am writing here. Could you see it now? How many writs are there? Because at any time it can be stopped. This is the question. I will highlight it. Did you get my point? What is written out there? Read. many writs are there in the Constitution or in the administrative law you studied? I don't know why you are not giving the answer. Is there a problem with the internet? Habeas corpus, mandamus, certiorari, quo prohibition. These are the total writs. Repeat. Repeat. Number 1, habeas corpus. Number 2, mandamus. Number 3, certiorari. Number 4, quo. Number 5, prohibition. If I may not be mistaken over there. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, Professor. Yes,
You are
Professor.
not giving the answer to me. Sir, there is a problem of internet, sir. See, just everybody quite kind. I asked several times, even I wrote on the screen also to know, to understand. At least you can read it and give the answer. But anyway, it can be stopped over there. And tomorrow class we will see what will be read over there. So if you happen to see the syllabus, you will get it. See that every time it is said that
After,
yes, at any time it can be stopped. So meanwhile, if you want to ask anything, you can ask, because I will post the history to you so that you could read it in your home and prepare for the exam. But if you happen to see the international, your syllabus is concerned, yes, it is opening. Oh, it's taking time to open. So at any time it can be stopped over there. So we have studied these points, but only the two are left over there. That is the problem of regionalism in the United Nations human rights system, and the problems of the applicability of the international law and the international policies, their impact on human rights. So these are the two units that we left. But we dealt in depth regarding the UN and the promotion and protection and the effectiveness and the system, what are they there. So we already read it tomorrow class, that we will see that the problem of regionalism and the United Nations human rights system. So that we will see it tomorrow class. So please read when you are coming to the class the problem of regionalism in the United Nations human rights system, that 2.5 as per our syllabus is concerned. So please come and make the class as a participatory class instead of a preacher's class. So is it clear?
yes,
Clear.
Professor.
So at any time it can, yeah. Please, sometimes you don't give the answer, so I will be in the confusion whether you are hearing me or not. But I'm sure that you are hearing me. But for my confirmation, at least.
No.